A mother is one who can take the place of all others, but whose place no one else can take. Can you hear me okay, Walt? Do we need to be louder? Okay. If we can be just a tad louder. Okay. So a mother is one who can take the place of all others, but whose place no one else can take. And I feel those words describe Kay and her beautiful walk in life as a loving and devoted wife and mother, a cherished grandmother and great-grandmother, a dear sister and aunt, and a true friend. Today, we will remember the love, the laughter, and all the happiness that she brought into each of our lives. My name is Connie Kobylko, and it is a privilege to be with you here today as your celebrant. Kay was such a beautiful person, right from the inside and all the way out. Her essence emanated her caring heart, her kindness, and the pure joy she felt when she was with her family. And when I look around the room, I see that this room holds the hearts of people that Kay loved and cared about. And this room also holds the hearts of people that so deeply loved and cared for Kay. Kay will forever be in the heart of her family, and traits of her will continue to exist as her essence was woven into each and every one of you. She is, and always will be, very much a part of who you are. To Walt and to his beautiful family, to all of you who are present, to those of you who are joining us virtually, I wish to extend my deepest condolences at this time. We'll begin our celebration of life today with a ceremony that holds so much symbolism and meaning as we reflect upon Kay's life with us. In her honor, we will be lighting a candle so that way Kay's light continues to shine all amongst us, to feel her presence right here, deep within our hearts during our time together today. And at this time, I invite Brandon and his son Harrison to come forward. Kay has been such a beautiful light in our lives. She's made our days so much brighter. And this candle, it reflects her warmth, her quiet strength, and her unwavering commitment to her family and to her friends. It is fitting that she be present with us, reminding us that we are forever connected. The love that you have shared, that always stays with you. It's right here, safe and sound, deep within your heart. And her light lives on and will be carried forward through her grandchildren and future generations. Kay's light will continue to move forward into the future. Now, those of you who know Kay, you know that she had a bigger heart like no one. She had the biggest of hearts. She was an endlessly kind soul, and she cared about everyone. She touched all whom she met in ways that we can't describe in words. It's something that you felt with your entire being. She just had that way. She shared so much of herself with so many, and it's so lovely to see you here today, sharing yourself with the family and supporting them. Kay had a warmth that just drew you to her. She had an ease to be with, and she had a positive influence on the lives of everyone that she touched. She was definitely ever present in the lives of her family, and she was deeply devoted to each and every one of you. And I know that your lives have been enriched just by all the beautiful attributes of this wonderful woman that we are honoring and celebrating today. Kay created beautiful experiences, and she designed all those memories that you hold within your heart. So today, we're going to remember Kay, not for the moment that she left us, but for the indelible mark that she made on our hearts. And she did that all throughout her life. Now, Kay, I know you didn't like being in the spotlight. And today is all about you. So I have a feeling, though, that as a mom, you know how important this day is for your family. And because today comes from a place of love, you will actually quite enjoy hearing all that your family has to say. So in the next few minutes, we will be hearing reflections and memories of Kay as we celebrate her life and as we celebrate her purpose. And if there are tears or the tug of your heart that begin, Walt said that those are tears of joy that flow. If there's a smile that sneaks in from a memory, that's okay. All of those emotions, those are your connection with Kay. So let them be. This is a beautiful way to honor Kay. Now, we all have a life story. We all have a walk in life, a journey, and one that grows with us every day. And at this time, I'd like to invite Sandra to come forward and share her reflections and a life tribute.
I better grab one of these just in case. Extraordinary. Now, that's not a word my mom would ever use to describe herself. She was far too modest, far too unassuming. But I think it's a totally appropriate word to describe her life and her legacy. Today, I'd like to tell you a little bit about that special woman that I was lucky enough to have as my mother. Katie Shaw, or Kay as she was usually known, was born on January 18th, 1930. Coincidentally, her first grandchild, Brendan, was born on that day 58 years later. She grew up on a farm near Owhatton, Alberta, in the Camrose area. Her parents were Emil Pilger and Katie Heisman, German immigrants who were no-nonsense, hardworking, and resilient. Now, it's not surprising those were qualities my mom and her siblings shared. She had 3 older brothers, Hans, Dick, and Kurt, 3 younger sisters, Doris, Betty, and Rita. Throughout their lives, the Pilger family and their spouses remained very close. In the last few years, as my mom's dementia progressed, she would tell me her parents and her siblings had visited her that day, despite the fact they had passed away years ago. But she felt their presence, and that gave her great comfort. And who knows, maybe they were with her. By today's standards, life on the farm in the 1930s and 40s was tough. There was no indoor plumbing, no electricity. Every member of the family, young and old, worked hard with a number of daily chores, in addition to schoolwork. However, my mom used to say she didn't think of herself as being hard done by. That's just the way it was for everyone they knew. When Kay was 18, she moved to Edmonton. She quickly found work with the federal government in the income tax department, and she found that she loved the big city. She made many lifelong friends, including Pat Kerr and Mark McMeekin. On New Year's Eve, 1953, Kay went on a blind date with a guy named Walter. You might know him, also known as Wally or Walt. Well, they must have had a great time that night, because a few years later, on April 2nd, 1955, Kay and Walt got married. And if you're doing the math, that was 69 years ago. The year after they got married, my parents moved to Stettler. All three of my brothers, Doug, Randy, and Geoff, were born there. Those Stettler years weren't easy for my mom. My dad was on the road a lot for his job, which meant she was often alone looking after three young, rambunctious little boys. As she would tell me, there was no time for feeling sorry for herself. She just got on with it. My mom and dad moved back to Edmonton in 1960 into the brand new community of Roslyn on 110th Street. They were to live there 34 years. Now, Roslyn was one of those communities where everyone knew everyone, and all the kids were about the same age. My parents became very close with many, many people in Roslyn, including the Bradshaws, Strattys, Larsons, Leclercs, Bergs, Cedars, and Soloretters. And they were like another set of parents to all the neighborhood kids. It's humbling for me to think about how much my mom did on a daily basis for her family. In addition to holding down a paid job for much of my childhood, she did all the cooking, cleaning, and household maintenance. I remember her painting our bedrooms, polishing the hardwood floors, canning fruits, and making jams. And she and my dad never missed one of our hockey or baseball games or school events. She hosted many a get-together with our neighbors and with the Pilger family, and she somehow found the time to bake us goodies like her famous peanut butter marshmallow squares and her scrumptious chocolate pudding cake. True to her nature, she accomplished all that without complaint, frankly, making it look pretty easy. Now, it tires me now just to think about it. Now, it wasn't all work for my mom, though. She loved going shopping and playing bingo with her dear friend, Joyce Bradshaw. She bowled for many years. She loved a game of crib. And also, over the years, my parents did a lot of traveling to places my mom never imagined as a little girl in Ohatton that she would ever visit. Places like Germany, England, Thailand, New Zealand, Mexico, Hawaii. Growing up, every year, we'd go to Vernon and often Victoria, where we'd meet up with our old Roslyn neighbors and close friends, the Beauprés. And of course, I can't talk traveling without mentioning Las Vegas. I've lost count of how many times my parents went there, but it's probably upward of 30 trips. My mom loved it there. Playing the slots, going for brunch and dinner, having happy hour in the hotel room, and just generally enjoying the crazy atmosphere of Las Vegas. In 1994, my parents decided it was time to move, but not too far away from Roslyn. Horizon Village in the community of Oxford fit the bill perfectly. They ended up spending 20 fantastic years there. They made many dear friends, including the Reeds and Fredericks, who they enjoyed playing weekly crib games with. In January 2018, they moved into Rosedale, later called Chartwell-Griesbach, which had the services and amenities they needed, and importantly, was still close to Roslyn. When my mom's physical and mental health declined, she moved into Venta Care Centre, located, I might add, in Roslyn, where she received excellent care. At the beginning of this tribute to my mom, I said that her life and legacy was extraordinary. Now let's take a moment to reflect on that. She had a loving, devoted husband, Walt, who was her partner in life for 69 years. She was adored by her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, daughters-in-law, and her son-in-law. She had wonderful parents, siblings, and in-laws, and she had the best friends anyone could ever ask for. I think that's pretty extraordinary. As for her legacy, she showed us, by example, so much about how to live a rich, fulfilling, and productive life. Things like maintaining family ties, nurturing friendships, being active in the community, being kind and welcoming to everyone, working hard and keeping commitments, but also having fun and living life to the fullest. These are wise insights indeed from a truly extraordinary person, my mom, Kay Shaw. Love you, Mom.
Sandra, your words were absolutely wonderful. Oh, what an endearing sentiment and tribute to your mom. And boy, I'm sure that 110th Street could talk. My goodness, there's got to be a lot of stories that have transpired over the years. We all know that grandparents have such a special place in our lives and in our hearts. As we're growing up, we look up to them, we get to do special things with them, and of course, they get to spoil us any way that they want to. So I would like to invite Brandon to come forward and share his thoughts.
Thank you. To me, Grandma was pretty special. One of the first associations I had with Grandma was the special day that her and I shared, our birthdays. Every year I would look forward to that phone call, wishing each other a happy birthday. When I turned 21, we shared that birthday together in Vegas at the Orleans. I remember how excited she was for all of us to be there, celebrating together at one of her favorite places. We would play slots together, share a drink at the Alligator Bar, and share stories when we would meet up for happy hour. Vegas was a lot of fun. In the dozens of times I've been there since, there have been lots of great memories. But to Vegas, to me, will always be that one place that I celebrated my birthday with Grandma. I was asked today to say a few words just about what it meant to be a grandchild of Grandma. And I think I speak for all the grandchildren when I say that we'll always remember the Smarties, the Christmas baking, the peanut butter with marshmallows, and the red cabbage. Okay, the food and the treats, they weren't everything, but I'll always remember Angie skipping the hellos when we would arrive in Edmonton and go straight to, where are the Smarties? For Tim, he enjoyed the Christmas baking together, but also playing crib with her at the dining room table. He described those times as some of his favorite memories, feeling the love and warmth when she was around. And that was the thing about Grandma. She made those times together, the crib games, feel like they mattered. She made those places like Vegas feel like they mattered. She made the food, like those Smarties, feel like they mattered. If you would ask me now what mattered most, it would have been the time I spent knowing Grandma. We may not be able to share our birthdays together anymore, but I'll still be thinking about her and all the good times we had. Thank you.
Brendan, thank you so much. And it's not often that we get to share a birthday with a grandparent, and you got to have that, and you definitely will never forget that 21st birthday. And I know moving forward, you'll always hold Grandma in your heart for future birthdays. So we thank you for your words. A memory is the photograph that our heart takes. And I know that sounds silly, but it really is true, because we do that so that all those special moments in life last forever. And you all have special memories of time shared with Kay that will always hold a special place in your heart. When a person lives to be Kay's age, the list of memories is long. And where do you even begin? That's the crazy part. When I look around the room here today, each of you is a reflection of the many moments in Kay's life. Each of you is a beautiful heart that has shared a life with Kay, and you brought her so much joy. You are a part of her life story, just as she will always be a part of yours. Now, although Kay had some challenging health journey in most recent times, this was definitely not the woman that she was for most of her life. And even near her final days, her essence, that fabric of her being, it's still sprinkled through. So let's celebrate all of Kay's life, a life rich in memories and bound by the strongest of family ties. Now, the roots of this family tree, as you heard, were planted during that memorable New Year's Eve dance when Walt and Kay met. And in Walt's words, he said, she was a wonderful woman, and they had something special. And they shared 69 beautiful years together. And like most couples, they weathered the hard times, they celebrated life's greatest joys, and they also enjoyed the beauty of everyday moments of just being together. During that time, Walt learned, don't get Kay mad, because watch out if she did. And he learned well. The family legacy continues through their children and by keeping the family connected. That was always so important to Kay. With the addition of each grandchild and great-grandchild, Kay's heart was filled with smiles as she became a very proud grandma and a great-grandma. The kitchen was Grandma's place to share her recipes, and little hands were allowed to get flour coated or messy from the food being prepared. This was a special time of creating both delicious treats and creating lasting memories. And as you heard, that Smartie tin at Grandma and Grandpa's house was a symbol of the simple, sweet pleasures when you visited. Kay's involvement in her children's lives, it was unwavering, and she gave them the freedom to explore the world, knowing that she and Walt provided them with a solid foundation and that their roots would always bring them home. Kay and Walt could watch with pride as their children and grandchildren grew into the kind, caring, and respectful people that you are today. And I have to add, fun-loving as well, too. These bonds, and those she held with her own family, the Pilgers, were as enduring as they were deep. Family was Kay's compass, guiding her through her life's journey. Life really does change when the person we love so deeply is no longer with us. Life without this person changes what our days look like, what our life looks like. And the emotions that you may be feeling, they are there because of a deep love for such a beautiful woman, someone that you miss so dearly. Each moment that you had with Kay created a memory, and this memory and all the memories that follow will truly journey with you through life. Kay's story does not end after today. It will live on through all of your stories, and I encourage you to keep talking about all those great memories. At this time, I would like to share some words to Kay in thanks and with gratitude. Kay Emma Shaw, your family is gathered together to celebrate you and to express how much you mean to them. You have loved us unconditionally, and we thank you for all the times that we've shared together, to have you by our side, to be there for us, and for all the happiness that you have created. We wouldn't be the people we are today without your guidance, your love, and your support. Some of our best moments in life were the moments that we shared with you. You stayed true to who you are, always genuine, so down to earth, and just enjoying life's simple moments. Your smile, your big smile, it warmed the hearts of all, and you leave a legacy of love and kindness that will forever be cherished. Kay, we will think about you always, and we will talk about you through smiles and through tears, and you will never be forgotten. We hold you close within our hearts where you will remain to walk and guide us through each of our days. We need to recognize that there will be a journey ahead for Kay's family, for all of you who are close to her. So let us ask for our Creator's guidance and for comfort to be provided in the days to come. So I'd like to share this prayer with you, and you may think of Kay in reflection. Creator of all, our hearts are broken, and we feel a profound sadness, maybe even a sense of being lost without our loved one. We may be searching for comfort and peace to fill the emptiness in our heart. We may be searching for guidance to help us with each moment of the day. So that we ask that you surround us with family and friends who we can reach out to, for those who will sit with us in our moments of sadness, and for the comfort of those who are there to share the many stories that we have of Kay. Guide us today to find warmth and gratitude in all the many memories that we have. Help us to remember all the good times that we've shared together and all the blessings that we've received by having Kay with us in life. Be close to us now. Fill us with strength as we remember, honor, and grieve together. We ask this for the greater good of all. Amen. Very soon we will be concluding our time together, and I'd like to thank Walt and the family for allowing me to be a part of your family's journey. My heart truly goes out to you, and you have touched my heart in the most beautiful way. And just so you know, I am adoptable. Just saying. Thank you to the caring staff here at Park Memorial for their gentle and compassionate care of Kay's family, and for welcoming all of us into the chapel here today, and for allowing those to join us virtually as well. At the conclusion of the service, the family invites you to join them for a time of gathering, a time of sharing of stories, and some light refreshments. In the meantime, I ask that you remain in your seats, and the funeral home staff will provide you the guidance as you are led out of the chapel into the reception center. A special thank you to all of you who are gathered here. You have shared time with Kay and Walt. You've shared time with the family. You've had such a beautiful connection, and I thank you for being here today with your warmth and your supportive thoughts. It really does mean a lot to the family. That way they know that they're not journeying alone. So on behalf of the family, I thank you so much for being here in the chapel and joining us virtually. I'd like to leave you with these closing remarks. Everywhere you look, there will always be a trace of Kay peeking out at you. She left her personal touches on everything that she did. There might be a family recipe that's being made, and maybe share it the next time you have a family gathering. Or when you see a box of Smarties in the store, think of Grandma, and think of all those great moments, that excitement that you had knowing that there was going to be that sweet treat waiting for you. Kay lived a life that really is a reminder that life's truest joys are found in the connections that we make, in all the traditions that we cherish, and the love that we share with one another. Remember that big warm smile, and remember those beautiful warm eyes that sparkled and lit up her face. It was her eyes that held the depth of her love for you, a love that really ran so deep. Time cannot steal the treasured memories that we carry in our thoughts, nor will it dim the light of those that we love. Many beautiful things cannot be seen or touched, but we feel them with our heart. And Kay has shown us a love that will stay etched in our hearts forever. So as we conclude our time together, I wish each one of you comfort for your sorrow, courage for each new day. I wish you strength to face this journey. I wish you peace to fill your hearts. And now we'll have our concluding music.